What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we have another one on F1 2016 mobile career mode. Today we have episode 10 at the Italian Grand Prix. Check out the last video if you haven't seen it already. That took place at Spa with that huge back end loss from me there. That was a slightly interesting race with so much tyre wear, as the title suggested. So yeah, anyway, this video I wasn't sure about when to upload it, whether it was yesterday, today or tomorrow, and that's because today's my birthday. The day I'm uploading this. So yeah, I'll let you guys guess how old I am. I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, with that said, let's move straight into the Italian Grand Prix at Monza.
Time has come for the drivers to put all they've learned this weekend into reality. It's time for the Italian Grand Prix.
Wow, what a quality. Daniel Ricciardo on pole at Monza. That's the first non-Mercedes pole of the series for Red Bull. Anyway, we're on the grid in P6. That was a great quali from me as well, my best since Monaco, and we managed to do it on the medium tyre. So we're starting on the hardest compound of tyre and looking to extend long, and we're going obviously for a very low wing setup. A straight line speed is key at the Temple of Speed. We are underway for round 10 of 15 in season 1. Lots of wheel spin at the start for me, but that's to be expected, seeing as I'm starting on a harder compound of tyre. Verstappen and Massa are both going to have a look into turn 1, and Ricciardo's already lost the lead. Wonderful. Lewis bloody Hamilton, mate, what is this guy? I said at the end of the last video, he can win the championship in Singapore, but in the end, on looking at the standings again, I actually realised that Hamilton can win the championship today. What is this guy? He's won 8 out of 9 races this season. The only race he hasn't won, he finished second, and that was behind me when I won at Monaco. So that just shows how insane that man's season has been. He's got more double points than anyone else, as we then had to swerve to avoid Raikkonen and Massa, the Ferrari and the Williams. I don't know what it is about the AI and the Lesmos. They just seem to go really wide, and it's just sort of an annoying glitch. And again, you notice Verstappen weaving there. But anyway, that is some straight line speed for me. That's all down to my setup, not the fact that I'm on a slower tyre, but the AI weaving again on the straight. That allowed me to get close up to the back of the Red Bull and get the overtake done into the Ascari chicane. And we're now up into P5, but Max is looking to fight back in the Red Bull. He sends it down the inside at Parabolica. Vettel goes a bit wide in the Ferrari as well. So in the end, we have to settle for P6 at the end of lap number 1. We now cut to lap number 3. Carlos Sainz has managed to get ahead of me, as has Sebastian Vettel. I've gone very wide, a wash of understeer into Parabolica, and the Ferrari has managed to jump back ahead of me. So now we're going to get DRS down the main straight. Sainz has just set the fastest lap. It's going to be a drag race versus the Ferrari, and my setup means that we're going to absolutely breeze past the German, and we might even be able to have a look at Sainz into turn 1. Yes, we do. It was kamikaze. We were so far back, but we actually made the overtake stick. And also there was no contact made, so it was a lovely clean move. One hell of a dive bomb that back up into P5. Next up on my hit list once again is the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Into the Lesmos we go. You can see Sainz in the mirrors is putting me under all sorts of pressure, but I have to brake then because Verstappen's going really slowly down the back straight. I'm going to see if I can get past him, but the safety car has been deployed here at the Italian Grand Prix. I have no idea where that came from. But yeah, we're up into P4, so that means it must have happened in front of us. And there it is, just in the distance, the first glimpse of the safety car, the first time I've actually ever seen it in this game. So yeah, we've got Verstappen, Ricciardo, and one Mercedes in front of us. I swear if this is Rosberg out of the race again, that man's bad luck is just never ending. Anyway, both Red Bulls have pulled into the pits. I'm up into P2 now. And we're going to see it is Nico Rosberg who's out of the race again. That's the 3rd time this season in just 10 races. Oh, that man has no luck this year. He triggered a safety car in China, in Austria, and now in Italy, and that all but confirms that Hamilton is going to win the championship in Season 1. I'm actually managing to keep pace with the Mercedes, relatively speaking. I've just dropped outside DRS range, but now you can see Sebastian Vettel in the wing mirrors. The proximity arrows flashing up because the Ferrari's putting me under pressure with DRS into turn 1. I've made contact with Hamilton. I've lost some of my front wing. Oh, no. And that means Sebastian Vettel's going to get a great run round my outside, out of the run off the chicane. I need to try and make sure I leave him enough space on the outside. But the AI obviously quite stubborn in the game. They don't move off the racing line anyway. Thankfully, the 4-time world champion backs out of that one for now. But I've lost them on my front wing. That means I'm going to be so slow through the middle sector, but thankfully it's happened at Monza as opposed to somewhere like Singapore where we're going to be in the next race. But in the end, Vettel, my just plain slow speed, means that Sebastian Vettel is going to manage to get past me down the inside of the first Lesmo. But to be honest, with DRS I might be able to see if I can get back past the German. In the end, he's weaving all over the place as the AI do, but my setup means that I breeze past the German, back up into second place as we head into the Ascari chicane and getting so much understeer. The front wing damage is really taking its toll on me at the moment, and now Romain Grosjean in the Haas has managed to get past Vettel as well. Grosjean's going to fly past me, so is Vettel, and maybe Danny Kvyat might be looking to have a look as well. Yes, he has. So I've just lost 3 places in one straight, and this is just too much. I was supposed to go long on the medium tyres, but in the end I'm actually going to call into the pit lane at the end of this lap because the tyre wear is not too bad. It's just I cannot continue with that damage. So the aim now at the end of lap 7 is to go for 7 laps. I think I'm going to go for the super soft tyres just so we can have a little bit more speed, and I'm going to try and keep the same setup if I can. Just going to alter it slightly so I have a tiny bit more speed through the Lesmos. Anyway, let's hope we can get a good stop because of the front wing change. 5.3 seconds, not bad. But now this is the pit stop glitch occurring again. It's just slowing me down because normally you would only expect to be in the pit lane for about 30 seconds, maybe 35 max if you're having a front wing change. And this is not good at all because this is just going to topple me down the order. 40 seconds in the pit lane. Come on. Come on. This silly glitch is just ruining my race. It's happened before. We're going to emerge from the pit lane in 18th place out of 21. We've only got Magnussen and a couple of other drivers behind me, so it's an absolute nightmare, and now I'm going to have to drive like an absolute madman to see if I can catch up to people and salvage any points I can from this race. Now I'm just going to get almost a little bit of a montage of the overtakes that I need to make in order to fight back, starting with a dive bomb down the inside of Rio Haryanto. This was Palmer going round the outside at Parabolica at the end of the lap. That was a very smooth one as well, and now making a dive bomb on Jensen Button into the first chicane. In the end, Button really pulling the squeeze on, as I said earlier, being incredibly stubborn and not leaving me alone to go on the racing line. The AI will stubbornly stick to that and not leave you any space. In the end, I get really aggressive with the McLaren driver and just end up getting the elbows out. And this was one I made on Carlos Sainz around the outside of the second Lesmo. And then again on Valtteri Bottas with the aid of DRS. My straight line speed setup, especially on these fresh super soft tyres, is really paying me dividends. Next up, Felipe Nasr and Kimi Raikkonen. Look at this dive bomb. That's 4 cars in about 2 corners that I've just overtaken. It's just, my speed is incredible. And this is net position. Again, at the end of the lap, this is Perez and Gutierrez, the 2 Mexicans. We're going to breeze past both of them and then get DRS on the Red Bull. This is Max Verstappen. There's a car in the pit lane, but it doesn't matter because that's another one bites the dust for me, and that is P7. What an incredible comeback that was. However, it's all gone horribly wrong. As you can see, I've just made contact with Ericsson and I've sustained a little bit of front wing damage again. So that's put me right back to square one. This time Ericsson sort of not getting out of the way, so I'm going to send it down the inside of Ascari. But again, I'm just not steering enough. There goes Ericsson, Perez and Verstappen, and I imagine Felipe Nasr will be next up. However, because we've only got a few laps left of the Grand Prix, I'm actually just going to try and drive through it and see how long I can defend against the AI. There goes Nasr in the Sauber. It's going to be a fantastic day for Sauber at this rate. They're on for double points finished. and both their drivers going to get their first points of the season. But I'm going to maybe see if I can have a cheeky little fight back on the Brazilian as we go down the start-finish straight. I managed to nab a little bit of DRS, but equally I don't want to fight too hard. It's going to be side by side Verstappen and Perez up ahead. I want to make sure that I leave enough space. In the end, Perez lets me go right round the outside. However, in the end, I just really cheesed the chicane, go onto the gravel, and that just allows them both back through. Just the plain understeer that I get from this wing damage. And now onto the penultimate lap of this Italian Grand Prix. The tyres are starting to go off as well, and I've once again managed to catch back up to Nasser and Verstappen, so maybe there can still be some points on the cars. I go round the outside of Nasser, but then I nearly get spun round by the Brazilian. That invites Alonso to go past me. What on earth was he doing then? I tried to leave him as much space as I could on the inside of the corner, and in the end the Brazilian just turned into me and almost spun me round. So that's almost certainly going to be the end of any points that I'm going to get in this race, because there's still a lap to go. However, I'm going to see if I can get past Fernando Alonso. There we go, my setup still paying dividends to me and remaining loyal to me despite the fact that I'm carrying this front wing damage. But we're going to see what's going to happen on the main straight for the final time. I've got a Toro Rosso all over the back of me. That's Carlos Sainz. Sainz is trying to get a move on. You can see he's practically squeezing me again, not moving off the racing line. In the end, the Toro Rosso, nearly said the McLaren, has to back out for now as we start the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix. My tyres are almost getting to a critical condition, and now I'm braking into turn one. Going to try not to have a look at my teammate Perez, because at the end of the day he needs the points. He's not scored that many points this season. I've been largely carrying the team. However, I might see if I can try and get a move done, but in the end I decide to think better of it and back out, or maybe not, and go round the outside to make sure that I don't squeeze Perez to the inside of the corner. In the end, yep, that was my bad. I underbraked, I made contact with Verstappen, and now I've got a 2-second penalty added to my time at the end of the race. Perez is going to get back through. There's no way I'm going to score points. If you look at the mini-map, there's a big train of cars behind me as well. It's just nothing has gone my way today. But Lewis Hamilton, the man of the moment, is the world champion of 2016. That means the fact that he's won 9 races out of 10 means that he cannot be caught, as Perez nearly spins me round. To be fair, I did almost dangerously rejoin the track. But yeah, this second stint, nothing has gone right for me today. I really feel like we had the pace to score points. We probably had the pace for a podium had I not got wing damage for a second time. I'm going to try and defend for Pride from Sainz, but it's not quite going to happen. And that means we're going to finish outside of the points at the Italian Grand Prix. It wasn't meant to be, but we can come back fighting next year, as in the end we only managed P12 at Monza. There's your race results. Hamilton won clearly ahead of Ricciardo. A first podium for Kvyat, Grosjean 4th, Ericsson 5th, a brilliant result for him. And Sauber with Nasser also getting 9th place. That's a fantastic result for them as a team. But yeah, a very disappointing race for me in the end. Massa and Raikkonen at the back, interestingly, and Rosberg out of the race. What a torrid season Nico Rosberg is having. In the driver standings, everybody has now scored points, which is obviously nice to see if you're a neutral. We still remain 6th in the championship, Verstappen closing the gap, but we're now miles behind Ricciardo. And also, there's 5 races to go, 125 points up for grabs if you win every race. Hamilton's 130 ahead. There you go, that proves it. Even if Vettel wins every race for the rest of the season and Hamilton DNFs, Hamilton will still win the championship by 5 points. So there you go, it is done. Lewis Hamilton cannot be caught. He's won the championship in a reduced season with only 66% of the races that are actually done. That shows what an incredible season Lewis Hamilton has had, and I can't see anybody knocking him off the top step. I can't imagine it's too long before Mercedes wrap up the Constructors' Championship, but meanwhile Force India are very much the 4th best team, and now Renault are at the foot of the Constructors' table. There you go, what a great race, despite it not all going right for me, and we already have our world champion crowned. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord. Both links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys all next time for Singapore. Goodbye.